right?
I was wearing BB-8 on my clothes earlier today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, that's why, because I knew it when I saw him on there. You went, oh. And I was like, aha.
I love BB-8.
Aha. You like BB-8 much more than R2-D2?
Yes. He's cuter. I mean, like, R2-D2 is, like, classic and stuff, but he's not as cute, you know? Just, like, aesthetically. Because humans are, like, programmed in our minds to, like, round, like, faces. That's, like, a thing.
That is true.
That's why we don't need our babies.
Oh, that is right. I remember reading something about that, like, a while back ago. Okay, all right.
So it's
I can't disagree with you.
biological.
I can't disagree with you. And that's why BB-8 is so cute. But then again, that's also why R2-D2 is like a pill, almost, you know, the round on top at least.
Yeah.
So you're like,
I mean, I'm not saying R2-D2 is not cute, because he is. It is. but,
he, it, they.
but
I don't know.
like, I don't know.
Okay, that's good. So, today on Quest for Player 2, our theme is give and take equals compromise. So, is compromise important in a relationship? I mean, that's automatically one of the questions people always want to ask. And what do you think?
I think if you're not going to compromise in a relationship, you're not ready for a relationship.
I don't know, like, because it depends.
What kind of relationship's that going to be?
Well, no, it's true, but it does depend on the level that you're looking or willing to compromise, because sometimes compromise can be, like, tough.
Yeah, it depends on the situation, but
True.
As an overarching
Kind
concept.
it's
you know,
important nonetheless, yeah? Okay, all right. I mean,
I don't
get
compromise for anything, ever.
This is what I want, and that's it. You do it.
Right.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I mean, it makes sense. Well, see, that's the thing. As a woman, honestly, being honest, with the whole compromise thing, does it work out more in your favor than usually would in the guys? This could be past relationships.
I don't know
even
if it's
in
like as a
general.
woman, it just might be like actually it's just a personality thing, you know. I think that
Are you more of a dominant
I'm
personality?
just gonna be like, hey, this is what I want, so it's what we're doing.
Well, I do find that when it comes to compromise,
Lying, by the way.
no, but I do find when it comes to compromise, the individual with the more dominant personality usually will kind of put out the suggestion for whatever the compromise can be, and usually the person with the far more submissive personality will be like, okay, that makes sense, and then that's usually just boom, it works like that, and you're like, I wonder if the more submissive person ever said, well, why don't we just blah, 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 if that dominant person would be like, no, that's not a good idea, or if they just, yeah, okay, I kind of get it. It kind of, I know it's a push and pull, a give and take kind of thing, but I'm always wondering as to, well, the best way to say it is I'm always wondering when it comes to just compromise, if someone doesn't really get their way or doesn't benefit from the compromise, will they still be willing to say yes to it?
Right.
Like, if you had a situation, let's say, pardon me, let's say, hey, what's your favorite cereal?
My favorite cereal?
God, I'm dying.
Are you okay?
Nope, I'm dying completely. Got tea. Oh, God.
Bye.
Ooh.
No, my
Don't
favorite.
die over there.
My favorite cereal is multigrain Cheerios. Is that the most boring cereal to be a favorite cereal ever?
My God, what is wrong? You're a robot. Clearly, something's wrong with
They're
you. Why?
so good. I used to bring them in a baggie to school.
What?
And then I would just eat them during class.
They're
as a
so
snack.
bland.
No, they're not. They're artificially sweetened. They have sugar. They have a sugar coating.
Why not Honey Nut?
Honey Nut's fine, but they're not multigrain Cheerios. Multigrain Cheerios are the best Cheerios.
Okay,
And the
alright.
best cereal.
All right, so you're gonna go ahead and get some cereal. You and your significant other, you're walking down the aisle. Ooh, okay, great. There goes cereal, blah, 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 blah. And you say, well, there goes the multigrain cereal, but there goes the Cheerios. You're only going to be able to get one.
We're not getting plain Cheerios.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Cheerios. Let's say.
Plain Cheerios are nothing.
Okay, they're Honey Nut.
Okay.
He loves Honey Nut. You love the multigrain. What do you do? He throws out the suggestion, this time we'll get the Honey Nut, and next time we'll get the multigrain.
Honestly, I like Honey Nut, so I'd be okay with that. I would say okay to the Honey Nut.
Okay. Okay. I see there was a super chat, and Shay said something concerning Josh being homeless. What just happened? I don't even know. That super chat just flew by so fast. Did you see it? No? What did he say? Something about Josh being homeless?
That is literally what I remember from
Yeah,
it. I read
yeah.
it for like a second and then was like thinking still about like what you were saying, so.
Sorry, Shay. I'm so
I can't.
sorry. Sorry, cool handle name. But
Can you ask him to bring me a slushie?
he's not coming. He said he's not.
But it doesn't matter. Next time he's gonna be here, I just want a slushie.
Cool handle name.
Alright,
Josh is saying, please bring me a slushie. You know what's up.
Look, my straw. Like with the green screen.
Oh my God! It's like this part of you is blocked out. It's like, I'm cut in half. Oh, that's scary. But okay. So he says, I like cinnamon toast crunch. You like this? Let's go ahead and get cinnamon toast crunch this time. And
No,
we'll
see,
get
I
yours
wouldn't.
next.
I don't think I would compromise for cinnamon toast crunch.
Ooh.
Well, because Honey Nut Cheerios, multigrain Cheerios, they're like similar enough. It's like okay, that's a compromise, you know. Whereas cinnamon toast crunch, you're just up on a whole other level of cereal.
Wait,
it's a whole other category.
Wait, what? I got a slushie for you, Josh. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what's going on with that slushie. I really don't. Gonna pass on that slushie because that's scaring me right now. Oh boy. Okay, cool. I don't know. When it comes to compromise, I know for myself, I'm definitely willing to, but I know sometimes I may compromise to a fault, where I may give in more to the person I'm with. And that's something that I know a lot of people do, and it may be dangerous because the thing is, it's like if you keep giving in, you're going to end up resenting. You know, you're
You
going
want
to
to
be
be
mad.
taken advantage of.
Exactly. So the thing is, it's like, well, when do you not compromise? When is it good? When is it bad? You got to figure out exactly, I guess.
Gotta compromise on when you're gonna compromise.
Well, but I
Right.
mean, yeah, true. It's
That's
true.
how that works.
But you have to know which battles to fight and which ones not to.
That's very true.
Yeah, you know, and it's like sometimes you need to know if it's big enough and if it's not big enough. And interesting enough, that's pretty much how these questions that are coming in, most of them were, what? Huh? What? Phrasing. What?
What's big enough?
Oh, God. Anyway.
Joke didn't land, sorry.
Yeah, right? I'm sorry. Nope, didn't land. So with that, you have to be able to understand when it's good to compromise and when it's not. And some of these questions actually bring that into play. Some of them, not all of them. But still, it's interesting. I'm ready to start. You ready? Getting old, and my husband's always been a mama's boy. My husband wants us and our 3 kids to move from Texas to the DMV. To DMV meaning Denver,
Delaware, Maryland,
Delaware, Maryland,
Virginia.
Virginia. Yeah, that's right. Oh, what the hell
I'm
was I
from
saying?
Maryland.
Oh, see, from the DMV.
So I'm
you
already
understand
saying
what's
this is
going
a
on.
bad idea. Don't go there.
Yeah, oh my God, dude! Oh, immediately. I'm like, don't do it. The end. We finish your question. The end. So the DMV to be closer to her, and oh, jeez. Okay, closer to her, and much like David Tennant, I don't want to go. Oh, I like that. That's good. Let me give you a backstory before I sound like an evil wife. We have been together for 14 years and married for 9. He's 34 and I'm 33. You're already throwing out a lot of numbers, and I don't like that. We tried to do this move 6 years ago, and everything fell apart and almost ruined our marriage. Last time we moved, we thought we'd be fine living off of our savings, but rather depleted them and our 401ks. Needless to say, the cost of living in the DMV is ridiculous. Is that true? It costs a lot to live over there?
Depends where.
Okay.
And actually, someone pointed out it's like D.C., Maryland, Virginia, not Delaware, Maryland, Virginia.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Delmarva is like Delaware, Maryland.
Delaware,
It's like a little like
yeah.
peninsula that like is kind of all three.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know about the DMV. Come on,
messed
guys.
it
I listen to Wale. So anyway, we had costs of living. Oh, we were able to handle the cost of living in Texas. We had that covered. Not for the East Coast. Money ran out fast, and within 6 months, we were both working, but living in a 1-bedroom apartment and still living on the government assistance with our 3 kids. After being there a little bit over a year, we decided we had to move back to Texas because we're barely making it. Now, we replenish our savings, own our own home, have good jobs, and are financially stable. Back to here and now. We found out his mother, his mom, isn't doing very well, and now his dumbass wants to make the move back again, and I just can't do it. I don't know how many times I suggested she just move out here, but she doesn't want to because everyone she knows and his side of the family are out there. He's made it very clear that if she gets any worse, he's moving out there and I can stay behind if I want to. If this was any other argument, I would assume he said it in the heat of the moment, but he is legitimately making plans for this move. I don't want my kids to struggle due to our life decisions. Am I wrong for making him choose between his family and his mother, or is he wrong for making me choose between his mother and the well-being of our kids? Damn.
Out there.
That's a real ass grown up ass question.
I don't know if we're qualified for this.
Yeah. Being honest, I don't think we do. Thank you, Tony. Thank you very much. Speak to a financial planner. Also, try to get a therapist. If therapy costs too much or it's not covered, jump on the Talkspace and do it that way. You can get a therapist that will help you guys out. That's my first suggestion. We're not professionals. We're not at that level. But thank you for at least considering us, right? I mean, we appreciate that. But yeah, my first option is talk to a financial planner. Have a plan. Any suggestions before I give out more?
There's a couple things. I do want to say one thing, which I'm not, obviously don't quote me on this because I'm not an expert, but I think there is something to be said for not moving elderly people, that it does cause, stress, that it shortens their lifespan or something.
Good.
That I learned about. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, that's very true.
But, I think that is a thing. So I can understand her not wanting to move there and not wanting to move her out, because that could be something that could potentially lead to other complications. There's definitely talk to a financial planner, but there's ways to do it. Just if you're not living in the city, if you live outside of it, I think you can make it work. Because Maryland, is a small state. You know, it won't be as fun, but none of Maryland is fun, so you're fine.
Well, yeah, but see, the thing is, I was thinking about that, and I'm like, but they did this 6 years ago, and things just, like she said, fell apart. And now
they're
they
probably
own their
living
house and all
in
that.
DC and stuff. Just go live in the woods in Maryland with all the...
Yeah, I don't... You know, that's true, because you said the DMV, and I'm like, okay, where in the DMV? I need to know, because it's well, I don't... I'm thinking if you guys weren't able to handle it or survive, it's probably in DC. You know, the most expensive one, right?
Right.
So, that probably is the case. I'm thinking...
Or, I'm
doing
from,
offshoot.
where I'm from in Maryland. That's, considered an expensive area. But
There you go. You don't have to
Don't live there.
Yeah, at least
you have the
still are
choice.
closer.
You can move somewhere else.
You can be somewhere
Even
that's
being an
not
hour
that...
closer
Yes.
to, or an hour away, I should say, from mother-in-law is better than, a 6-hour plane ride or however long it is.
I can't, I can't hold him. I can't be mad or against him for wanting to be close to his mother during this time. Honestly, if she's getting sick again in that level, you have to really think about it and be honest with yourself. She's possibly going to pass. And it would hurt and probably tear him apart if he's not there when it happens. Because then kids usually do that thing of, she died alone. Even though other people were there, you wanted to be there. So, I mean, you got to understand him. I can't hold him for that, you know? But I would say, I mean, if he really needs to go, let him go. And you guys are still there at the house in Texas that you own. And then when she passes, send for us and we'll go over. I mean, that's one option that I do have. That's what I would suggest. Because if you guys all go, then yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with the kids. Because you guys don't want to do it where you're living in that one apartment again, blah, blah, and all that stuff. Having her move, that I don't feel is a good suggestion either. You guys are young, you guys are capable. Maybe he can go, but with him going, he's probably going to lose his job.
I'd say a good question too is how many kids do they have?
They said three.
Three kids? Because I mean, a couple shovels and they could probably get a tunnel there.
And yeah, you can fill them up with caffeine. They just keep going. They just keep going. You guys will be perfectly fine. And then when you finally get there, you can build an underground kind of adobe, and then you guys got a living residence.
Just put something in the middle. Tunnels from both ends.
And there you go. You got a whole underground civilization.
Could have some
you guys
snacks.
can start something new. Cakes, you know.
You're probably getting to someone's cable line.
Hey, you're making the best out of a bad situation. That's an option. No, but honestly, I mean, there's a lot of things. You guys, like we said before, definitely speak to a financial planner. Figure out how this is going to work out. Understand and find out if he moves first without you guys and goes there for, we don't know how long. You plan how long you expect him to be out there. Is he going to still have his job? Is he going to lose it? Things like that. And then with that, if he's out there and he can find a new job, if he can get transferred over, maybe that can work for him. And then, once again, send for you guys maybe when that time comes through. You know, I'm sorry to say it that way, but yeah, there's some things you guys got to take care of at home, which is a home, and the kids too. You don't want to go ahead and take them and uproot them and then after that be done. Which says, but there's already family in DMV. Yeah, there is family, his family, not hers. And the thing is, she's already gone. Like she said, they did this 6 years ago, and everything fell apart for them. So do they move again and go through it again and make the kids suffer, which is what was her question? Or do they I mean, what do you want to do? Do you want to sell, rent the house you have in Texas? There's a lot of things that you do need to kind of put together and you need to figure out before any movement is done. But like I said, and I can't stress it enough, financial planner should probably be your first one. Because with that, they'll say, this is what you have, this is what you can do. And then from there, you'll be able to figure out what you may want to do. You'll have more options. And then you guys will be able to make your choice. You really need to have that conversation. You need to understand from his point, too, which is, this is my mother, you know? And if he's a mama's boy, like you said, he's going to pick her to be able to take care of her until she passes. I mean, apparently he's a good father to be able to make sure that you guys work with you to go ahead and get that house, take care of the 3 kids, blah, blah. So he's not going to leave you out to die. But you guys need to really be able to communicate and figure out that level of compromise. That's what I would suggest. What is Tony saying?
I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying. Why does the husband feel a pressure to move if there's already family there to take care of the mother?
I agree. Honestly, I felt the same way. I did. Like, yo.
I get it. I get what he's feeling. I mean, it's his mom.
It's his, that's what I was gonna say. That's the thing. It's his mom. So the thing is, it's like he's a mama's boy. He wants to be there for his mother. I know for me, when my father passed, it would have killed me if I was not here in the state when he passed, because I was going to actually be out, and I made sure I wasn't. I was here because it was like, okay, he's getting worse, et cetera, et cetera. And so I was around, and that's something about it, you know? And I kind of regret, and this is weird, I guess, for me, but I kind of regret the fact that, like, I was there in the room when my dad was sick, but then it was like, all right, I do have to head over to the office. I have to do a few things. My dad was like, just go. I'll be right here. And I left, and when I got to the office, I got the phone call. And it was like, I was pissed, and it was like, but you said you'd be right here, but I can't blame him. And I was like, I shouldn't have left. I shouldn't have left. In 30 minutes, he was able to speak to me and tell me that, and then I missed my dad right there at that moment. But no one blames me, and I have to understand that I didn't blame myself. My dad even said, go. So, but the thing is, you want to be there. And I guess that's going to be his thing too. You want to be there.
Yeah.
So there's something about it. Some people have that connection. Other people may not, and they may see it from a more logical kind of perspective. And it seems like that's the push and pull that these two are going through right now. So I would really just suggest for you to kind of have that conversation, also understand his side, but hopefully he'll take the time to understand yours because you guys tried it 6 years ago. And just be calm when discussing it with him and be open to ideas. Don't just immediately say no. Let him know, like, I hear it, but this is my concern. That's always the best way to have a conversation with someone. Don't just say, no, that's stupid, no, that's wrong. I do hear you, and I get it, but this is my concern. It works well, and I think it does. So try to check that out, try to figure that out. Let us know what happened. We just at least want to know what happened. Maybe you're not going to take our advice. Most likely you're talking to other people, but let us know what happened. We would
Definitely
love to know.
look into my advice, the shovels.
That's it. I mean, it's not that hard. You guys can dig straight from Texas all the way over to the DMV. You'll be fine.
Nothing could go wrong. With
No,
that plan.
right? Tunnels do exist that go from there to there. I saw us. Right? No, you didn't see us?
I didn't see it.
Oh, they're tunnel people. It's amazing. Yes. But that doesn't
I would
even
very
ruin the
much
film.
like to be a tunnel
It doesn't
person.
even ruin the film. That's the great thing about it. Oh, man.
I saw
Boy, oh, boy.
a documentary about people who lived in tunnels in like Australia or something.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
cool.
But there are some actually here in the U.S. too that actually do. So it's like,
Good for them.
what?
Getting off the grid.
Hey, you know what? You got to do what you got to do. Tunnel people. Let's go for it. All right. So, next question. The next question is, first isn't the worst, because second isn't the best. Yeah, I know. They all can't be winners.
First isn't the worst.
First isn't the worst, because
second
isn't the best. They can't always be winners.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to hear it first, and then we'll decide how your
okay,
title how your
okay.
title fits.
All right, so it goes, I'm a black gay man in my 30s, and I struggle to find a partner in New York. A friend of mine introduced me to a guy about a month ago, thinking we'd be a great match, and she was right. I've never met someone so compatible, and it scares me. I'm not big on destiny and all that, but it felt like he was the one. I mean, he loves DC over Marvel, PS4 over Xbox, Jon Stewart over John Oliver. We are a match. I know.
No.
I kind of, right? Okay.
All right, that's two strikes.
Okay.
I'm like, this guy. No, you'll find someone else.
No, find someone else.
It's
Leave him.
New
Leave
York.
him.
You'll be
oh
okay.
My God. right, it's New York. And you're gay, and it's about to be summer. All the thoughts are out. Don't worry about it. No, but okay. So things were stellar for the next 3 weeks. He is so understanding, attentive, and affectionate in a way I never thought I could receive. Oh, okay. I did read this. I knew this one. And Daniel, you say it all the time. The 3 major tenements of true intimacy are being heard, seen, and valued. You know your shit. Bravo. This past Sunday, I spilled my guts about my feelings for him, and he let me know that he is also dating someone else that he met around the same time. He said he didn't want to hurt my feelings, but reminded me that he is 2 months out from a breakup and isn't ready to settle yet. I was devastated and started to grow distant. He made it clear that he really does like me, but that's going to be in the back of my mind from now on. What should I do? I'm scared I'm going to fall for him, and that's when he'll tell me he prefers that other dude. But I've never met anyone like him before, and I really want to be with him. Help me, Quest for Player 2. You're my only hope.
I don't like this guy.
No,
Not the writer.
No, you don't
Not
like the guy
not the
for.
writer.
You don't like the guy
yeah,
for him.
I don't like the guy for him.
Okay, see?
All right. I mean, he had 2 strikes before we even got to the issue.
Thank you. Okay, yes.
And then after that, he's dating someone else. Like, what the hell? What are you thinking?
I'm just gonna sip this tea and let you go.
It's been what? It's been like, what did he say? 3 weeks.
Yep.
What are you?
It's been a month. Yeah, pretty much.
Princess. It's been 3 weeks. Okay, like slow down. Hold on.
Yeah, it's only been. Oh my God, it's only been a month. So beyond one additional week. So it's only been a month, and you're like, oh my God, you know what? Oh my God, I had so many notes for it. I was like, have fun while it lasts, and look to the sky. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Like, you need to get out of your feelings concerning this, because the thing is, you need to learn to have fun. And like I said earlier, it's New York. You're gay in New York. It is Pride Month. You're about to have Pride Week, I think, next week. And Pride Week in New York goes for pretty much the whole remainder of the month. So there are going to be thoughts everywhere. The summer is ending. People are going to be having their summer bodies out looking for everyone. Now, maybe your thing isn't, hey, I want to bump uglies or whatever. But maybe you're still looking for love. Trust me, there are people that are still looking for love there. And you're in your 30s. How old are you? Right, you're in your 30s, you're not telling us exactly how old, but you're gay, you're black, you're in your 30s, and you're in New York. Trust me, it's not going to be hard for you to find somebody. So enjoy the ride while it lasts, right?
No, I agree. I mean, like,
have fun with him, get out of your
feelings. What more to say on it? Like, go find someone who appreciates John Oliver for that he is.
Right, there you go. I mean, and the thing is, he says that he's also dating one person. Let's be honest. He's only claiming one person. He's possibly dating more than one other person.
I want to find someone who wants to be with you, right?
Yes.
Because it sounds like the writer wants to be in a relationship. Have a relationship. No good relationship is going to start with the guy just being like, hey, so now that it's been a month, let me just tell you that,
And he just got out of a relationship 2 months ago. Yeah. You didn't tell us why and how.
Fun.
Yes, you didn't tell us why and how he got out of a relationship 2 months ago. I'm thinking it could be concerning this kind of stuff. He just got out of a relationship 2 months ago, and he already had one person, and now he's found you, and he's dating both of you, and he's open about it too. So most likely, like I said, he's only claiming one other person to you, but he probably has 2, 3, 4. I don't know. You know, he could have a whole stable.
I mean, we don't know about whatever relationship he just got out of.
Yes.
I think that we can't, make any assumptions or anything. But I'd say that right now, knowing that he just got out of it, he's probably, he's looking for.
So results. He's
looking for a rebound.
Yeah. So then you should enjoy it and play the field as well. You're still, quote unquote, relatively young. Enjoy life. Don't sit there and hold on to this one guy hoping that you may be the one. You get locked into that, and then all of a sudden, like you said, he turns around and says, I want someone else. Then what are you going to do? You just, put all your eggs in that one basket. It's a waste of time. Yeah. So enjoy the time. And also, maybe you should go ahead and look into actively dating. Find someone else and date someone else as well, just in case. That's my opinion. I don't know if that's a good one for you.
Well, I mean, he is struggling with it, so I'm sure he's attempted that. But
no guy wants to. If the guy is playing the field, trust me, he doesn't want to be pressed with your feelings or your blah blah. If he told you like, hey, I'm dating you, I'm also dating somebody else. Trust me, he does not want you to be like, but I really, really like you. He's like, oh, that's great. It's pie face. He's going to step away. So that means his feelings aren't fully in it. And you're hoping that, if you're nice enough to him, the feelings will grow?
Well, I do have to say, too, knowing that this is about compromise, right? That's the theme of this episode. Have they considered a threesome?
A threesome? Well, it doesn't have to be a threesome. I mean, you could just be.
I'm just saying.
You could be an active dater.
It sounds like they've got a thing going here. They both
who knows?
If this and the other mystery guy both like this one guy, right?
Bring it all in.
Yeah.
It's an option.
I'm just saying, it's a compromise.
It's a compromise. There is such a thing as polyamorous. It's a polyamorous relationship. That's an option too. You know, like, oh, hey, we
Or
both, you know.
other option too could be that they could just fight, like a writer.
You know what?
and
He
another
should
guy.
he should
They
walk
could go,
in
like,
with the
Hunger
pool cue.
Games.
No, the pool cue. Break it, drop one piece.
Oh, there you go.
See who wins, like like the Joker, and then figure out, that'll be great.
Yeah.
And then he'll congratulations whoever wins, So I'm just gonna tell you, if you go for the fight to the death, and you don't want to kill him, just make sure you maim him enough. So even if he ends up,
murder.
well, yeah, exactly. So you maim him
Just maim
enough,
him.
so that this way, the parts of his body that can actually help, for the victory, the victory sex, don't really work. He won't want that person. He'll pick you. So just, mess up the mouth and mess up his bum. And then you'll be fine. Right? I'm just saying.
Is this the worst advice we've given?
This is possibly the best advice I think we've ever given anyone. No, honestly, though, live your life. My suggestion is, why don't you consider actively dating? I understand that you're saying that's what you want right now. You want this person. But you can't sit here wanting a person who doesn't want you, boo-boo. That's a waste of your time.
You deserve better.
Yes. So don't sit there and settle. Why settle when you know you deserve more? There's no reason for it. Don't settle. I think that was a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Sometimes compromise is great, but other times you have to figure out what you want. All right. Next question. I am not the father. Ooh. Yes, right? Oh, Maury. So, my ex of 7 years, I dated her for 7 years. Oh, okay, you explained it. Okay, I get it. Has a child, and the kid loves me and calls me dad. We've been broken up for 5 years. It was amicable, and I love her child. My fiance is not cool with it at all. The ex-daughter is now 14. I broke up with her mother when she was 9. Okay, well, yeah, I guess. Thanks for doing the math. I've been a staple in the kid's life as a father figure because I've known the child since she was 2. So, she's 14. So you've known this kid for about 12 years. Damn. Okay. All right. Cool. My fiance wants me to sever ties because it makes her uncomfortable, and we want to start a family of our own soon. And she wants all my undivided attention on our child, which isn't born yet, but you're trying to start. Okay. All right. Cool. I can see her point and where it's coming from, but I have a connection with the kiddo. Oh, that's cute. And leaving a hole in her life during this time in her life would be something I don't think I can do, especially seeing my dad died when I was a kid, so I didn't have him around. I guess I see how the kiddo holds on to this connection. Should I just break ties with this girl that I have been a father figure for 12 years, or have a fight with my fiance?
Have a fight with the fiance? No, there's no.
I love this. I love this. Go ahead.
Like,
ladies first. I love this. TTT.
He's been in this kid's life for how many years did we say?
12 years.
12 years? Like, can you imagine how, like, the kid's
Ripping him
gonna
out?
feel? Like, hey, guess what? My evil stepmom over
Yeah,
here.
my evil fiance is gonna be my wife.
I'm pretty sure we learned from Cinderella. This does not go well.
It's very true, honestly. Well, one, you need to decide yourself. I would say, do you want to be called dad still? If you want to, which it sounds like you definitely do. If that's your decision, then you're going to have that fight. I don't understand why your fiance, however old she is jealous of a 14-year-old kid. That's a problem for her. That's something she needs to fucking figure out. Because that makes no fucking sense to me. It really doesn't. Second, she should admire the fact that you are willing and ready to be a father figure, and you have done things to step up and be a father figure to this girl that now you have no real, you have no physical, genetic ties to, and yet you stepped up and become what she needed, and you're still there for it.
Right.
What's wrong with that?
I think it's like, yeah, families not necessarily are biological, you know?
Pardon me.
You can make your own family. So, you know, if she doesn't want to accept that, then I think there's a bigger issue there.
Right? I mean, I just don't get it. It's not like you said what was it? She wants to make sure that you have your undivided attention to the child that's not born yet. You guys aren't pregnant, I guess, not yet. You said you want to have a family. So, with that being the case, she automatically wants you to cut off ties with this 14-year-old girl that you have been connected to as a father figure for 12 years and get ready to bring all your undivided attention. Are you just going to be like, oh, well, yeah, there goes my child. Hey, 14-year-old girl, let me make sure I still take care of you. How is everything going? Oh, what? You know that I have a kid that's just born? Don't worry about the newborn. Everything's fine. I doubt that's going to be the case. So the thing is, she needs to get that out of her head. She needs to not be jealous of a kid. There's a super chat. What's it say?
Super Chat says, shouldn't cut ties, not having a dad during that time sucks, especially after all that time with her. To cut ties is not an option, not fair to the kid. I agree.
We all seem to be in agreement. I mean, if
I don't like this lady that he's engaged to.
I do not. She sounds like I do not.
Find someone who's like excited about having.
Dump the
Seriously though, find someone who's excited about a large portion of your life.
Serious.
She's asking you to give up your family,
dude. Yes, and it's not like you're sneaking away to be with that kid's mother. It seems like you guys are broken up, and that's clear, and that's fine. And here you are being a father figure. It doesn't sound like there's any complaints concerning money or anything. So honestly, if she wants you to be able to just rip a part of this child's heart out, and she's like, that's what I want because I enjoy watching pain, she's got a problem.
I'm sure it's like also, as you said, like self-esteem issues. Like
definitely. I don't understand why she's jealous.
For attention with a
14-year-old. Really?
Like,
oh, dude, you're gonna have a big problem with her later if you go ahead and step away. And we'll see. And once again, I don't know if compromise is an option here. But if there is any level of compromise, it's going to be for her to understand that, pardon me, you are important to that child. And I guess maybe she doesn't understand that. I don't know what her family ethic was or what was going on with that situation, but kind of maybe bring that up. I don't know if her family situation was mom and dad were together until they died or whatever, blah, blah. But the thing is, it's important, especially at any time. And this time in that child's life, it's very important. These are still formative years. This child is about to go into high school and continue on. That's a very trying, troubling, and hard time. And to have two parental figures is very important because there'll be things that mother will understand that father won't and vice versa. And it's someone still to speak to, someone to trust and confide in.
I don't know if the two parental figures, like I'm sure there's plenty of kids who just have, you know.
Oh, just the one.
One kid, but it's more about the fact that how is she going to feel if her father figure is like
Walks away?
just abandoned, you know.
Rejected.
Yeah, that's some serious rejection to get at 14.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that will mess a kid up.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Don't mess a kid up for this crazy lady.
Yeah, you know what they say: protect the kids, protect our kids. So protect that kid, man. I mean, maybe you need to just. I'm done. Dump the trash, man. That's my suggestion. I need a shirt that says that. Dump the trash, because it's like that's usually my suggestion for a lot of people when they are trash. Dump the trash.
Like a sign to hold up.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, that interesting. Boom, and just hold it up.
Bake a
because. We're done. Just like this cake. See, look, it's beautiful. It's done. Get out. Because that's an issue, man. I really would consider just saying goodbye. So let's move on to the last question. Was the title good for this one?
Yeah.
I am not the father.
It did sound like something like it was about to be like some kind of paternity test.
Oh yeah, right, right. I didn't know what else.
And he's here.
Do it all. Do it all for the nookie. That's what a cool handle name says. Huh. Wonder why he's single. Let me see. What? No. What? Huh? Oh, the next question. The long the long distance. Good night. I didn't know. It was like diss for like, oh, you dissed him, but I'm trying here. I'm trying. Elle actually has the answer for this one, and we should go to it right about now.
Hey everyone, this is LT. I'm coming to you from Chiang Rai in Thailand. So I feel like it's only appropriate that I answer one of the viewer questions dealing with long distance relationships. So the situation is, this guy and this girl have been dating for 4 years. And the girlfriend has an opportunity to pursue her career in Chicago while the guy wants to pursue his career in Los Angeles. Long distance relationships are difficult, but I feel like if you have a serious conversation about it before the move is made, it can definitely work out just because you have the base foundations of this relationship already established. I do feel like you need to have that conversation and be honest about whether you actually want to pursue this relationship any further. If the answer is no, then obviously like an amicable breakup is, kind of the next step if you go that way. But if you both want to put in the effort to pursue this relationship further, I think you can. I do think you need to first establish kind of like a game plan of how many years do you think you will be working in Chicago, and would you want to move back? Or vice versa, how many years do you think you want to pursue your career in Los Angeles and potentially move to Chicago? The great thing is these are both major cities where you should be able to find, another company or maybe a sister branch that you can work with fairly easily. And if that's possible, that's kind of the hardest thing, that one or the other will have to make that move. And after you decide that, I feel like the next thing you need to talk about is how are you going to maintain conversations and be a part of each other's lives until you guys are able to live together again. I feel like the internet makes it so easy, like with phone calls, text messages, like just Facebook sending memes to each other, or FaceTiming, which would be really great. And the time difference isn't terrible, so you will be able to maintain at least, face-to-face time. I'm super curious to know more about your relationship and how this conversation goes, or any more details. And I'm sure Daniel and Daniela and maybe even Jess has really good advice for you guys, and I can't wait to hear it. So until next week, I'll see you guys. Bye.
That's
there,
all my
right
advice.
there.
Dig a tunnel or bake a cake. Like,
But the thing is, they work. They work. Tunnel people are real.
tried and true methods.
Look, tunnel people are real. I saw Us. It's a documentary. I know it's real. So, but any other ideas or?
Yeah, they have these like lamps I saw on like Sky Mall or something. It's like you touch one, and then the other person.
Oh,
like,
I did see those. Oh my God, yeah, and they connect via Wi-Fi and everything like that. I
Yeah.
heard about that. Oh, that's actually dope.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's like,
It's like,
oh, you know,
I'm
hey, I'm
thinking of the
here.
person. Let me go touch my lamp.
Yeah. I'm thinking of you. And he's just out somewhere doing something, and it's like the light's lighting up, and he's out.
Kind of like
The,
paging
the
someone.
cat's freaking out, like,
Like
like,
if you see
why is
the
that?
light turn on, it's like, oh, gotta call him, like,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Like a
right.
pager.
Okay. I like that. I mean, yeah, there are ways to still, if you're willing to see the relationship continue, trust me, you will find a way. Like they say, life finds a way, love will find a way. And it's something, if you're really looking to do it, make the plans, take the time. That's where heavy compromise comes in, because you have to be willing to provide your schedule. They have to be able to provide theirs. You guys will talk, sync them up, and figure out like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm gonna travel out here for 2 weeks, blah blah, or maybe just a week. You don't want to burn all the vacay quick enough. Maybe you're like, yeah, I'll go for a week, blah blah yada yada, and then in a month or if not 2, you can come over, blah blah, whatever. You'll enjoy the whole summer at least. Like, oh, I'm here, oh, you're there, oh, you're here, I'm there, whatever, and make that work. Or throughout the year, other times. There are holidays where you'll be taking off, and if she's in Chicago and you guys both met in LA, probably all of her family's here in LA, so she'll be here for the holidays. That's a good thing, or vice versa. I don't know. You guys can really make this work if you really want to.
Plus, if it doesn't work, Chicago's too cold anyway, so.
There you go. I mean, who wants to be in Chicago forever? I saw Batman. I know it was filmed there. The place is scary. There's like guys with masks or something. They say And then there's like a lot of Jesse Smollett's or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to deal with that.
No.
Scary, Should you go to Subway and then he's like making up stories? I don't want to do all that.
I just don't want to live anywhere where the air hurts my face.
Air hurts my face. That's why you were like, Maryland, fuck you. And you just said, I'm out.
Yeah,
That
well,
was
it was actually, I was living in Boston.
Oh my
and
God!
They put out an alert and they were like, hey, it's too cold to go outside today. And I would always like walk to work from my apartment. And so I took Uber, like a 5-minute Uber, like down the street because they were like, you're not allowed to like go outside.
Yeah.
And I was like, why do I live here?
They were like, you're not allowed to go.
Terrible.
You were like,
It was like,
They're like, what are you doing, honey?
negative
I'm
a
setting up a
million
trip.
or whatever.
Oh, that you were just like, that's it. Oh, and then
Yeah.
wind chill.
Yeah.
Wind chill kills.
Right.
Dude, it makes everything worse. Oh my God, New York, wind chill drops down. You're just like, yo, I'm not doing nothing. It's brick. Fuck it. I'm done. I'm not going anywhere. So no, I definitely.
It's the moisture in the air
worse.
too, because like I went to Utah once, like during the winter, and it was cold, but it didn't feel like it didn't hurt. Because they don't have that, like the air is dry and the
Yeah.
sun's still coming out, so it's cold and it's in the mountains and there's snow.
True.
But you're not walking around like everything hurts and I'm dying, like.
Oh my God. You don't have that cough either, so that's a great thing. Oh my God. So ultimately, your suggestion is
Don't live in Chicago. Find a new job.
tell your job that have her tell her job Chicago isn't it. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I
Be
say go ahead.
warm places or I'm done.
I know.
California, Hawaii,
She's like
Bahamas, maybe like somewhere in the Caribbean, Mexico.
anywhere where the sun shines and the snow doesn't fall.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. If she can't use that as an option, and they're like, well, nope, Chicago it is.
Quit.
I'm not suggesting that. I'm just gonna
I am.
take a little different one. Daniela definitely. She's like, quit,
Bye.
break up. I don't care. You're stupid. Listen, I'm not gonna move to Chicago. The place is crappy. Not doing it. And I mean, if you say it that way, I think they probably would kind of catch it. And they'd be like, you're right. We don't know what we were saying.
They would take her as being like a strong force in the workplace, and they would be like, that's the kind of person we need in our LA team, our LA people.
You're promoted. You're now the president of the company. She's like, yay! Dun-dun-dun-dun. It works. I can go for that.
Just by the way, I don't have a job, so maybe you can
Oh yeah, no. You tell him that.
advice.
Yeah.
is like not the best thing to do.
What you need to do is, let us know where you do work. Because, and then with that, take Daniela's advice. And then once she's fired, we'll just get you hired. And that's it. We don't have to worry about her anymore.
That's a good idea.
Perfect. Okay. So, yeah, take Daniela's advice and immediately tell them either you find somewhere else that's warm. And, in fact, it better be here in Los Angeles because I'm not going to relocate. And when they say immediately, no, we don't have it, let them fire you. Say, I don't care. And make sure when that does happen, you tell us where you work. Because we want to be able to write to them and say, how dare you? And then we'll get you the job, and then you'll be perfectly fine. They won't know anything. Boom.
If they try and send me to Chicago.
Well, no, it's just no.
I'm not going to Chicago.
So that's impossible. It's not going to happen. Not gonna happen. Unless it's a really good pay.
But Chicago.
That's true. We'll see.
I don't know any of the donut places there.
Oh, no, that's a bad thing then. We'll skip it. So, what I'm suggesting is if you guys want to try the long distance relationship, try it out. See how it works. I mean, if you're not going to be able to stop her from go ahead and continue her career, allow her to go ahead and continue and pursue her career while you go ahead and do it here. And hopefully you'll be able to figure something out and see if a long-distance relationship is something that you can deal with. But do prep her. Do have that conversation and let her know that it's not something that you're looking forward to. You don't feel that maybe you're concerned that the relationship isn't strong enough, like you said here. And if that is a concern, share that with her. Have that conversation. Maybe she's worried about it too. And maybe both of you will think to yourselves, well, then we'll see if it works. And if it doesn't, well, then it doesn't. You don't know. So have that conversation. Have the talk. Communicate. Communication and compromise. Those are the things that really help and strengthen a relationship. And ultimately, if you guys end up breaking up, at least it'll be amicable. Things will be fine. And, you have a fuck buddy in another state. So it's not a bad thing. And I think with that, we've really helped some more people today. And we're glad that we could save you and your lives. Where can people find you?
People can find me on the internet.
Yes, that is right. Figure it out. No, you want to tell me?
Yeah, no. You can find me on Instagram, Daniela.claire.cosplay. And if you click on the Linktree link on my Instagram page, you can find me everywhere else.
Boom. That's perfect. You can find me on Instagram at Battlestar Galactica. It is the most entertaining name on Geek Social Pop Media, blah,
Such a
blah,
good
blah,
name.
whatever. It is, right?
It goes on with your naming here. Like, you're just good at naming things.
I am.
If anyone ever wants to start a company and needs a name,
you bring it right here. I'll make sure I name your company. That would be a great thing. People come to me and like, my company does this.
Your name,
I'm like, good.
Like, Daniel's pretty good, too. 'Cause
It
it's
is.
Like the guy version of my name.
See,
So
exactly. So it just kind of makes sense. Daniel is like the best name ever. Daniel, Daniela, these two names just make sense. So check us out here every Tuesday, usually around 9 p.m. Sometimes it may be a little bit different. It depends. I mean, this studio is kind of hard to get to. So we thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to tune in to that hashtag show. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to keep up to date with everything trending in geek pop culture.
Bye.